Happy Monday! Andy here. So, as you might notice by taking a good look at me, I'm not wearing a hat. I know I said last time I would wear hats, and I have a large collection of hats, and I will go through them. But today I thought important to show you what happens when we don't prepare. So, on Saturday, I went out to the 20th anniversary of it's rather complicated, but it was a group of people who do this fantasy role-playing reenactment stuff. Similar, if you've ever seen that movie called Role Models, they do it a little bit in there. Anyway, it's called Amp Guard here, and it has different names, different places, Bella Garth, and there's some other ones. Regardless, went out to that for a few hours. I used to play about 7-8 years ago, and didn't wear any sunscreen, and so we have this lovely two-color forehead today. Actually looked a lot worse yesterday, so I can't complain too much because I am looking better than I was. So, enough about that. It sucks. Wear sunscreen. You know, good advice for everyone, I think. So, I'm going to give you a quick overview of the books I just finished reading. Since we talked about the books I was going to read, I actually finished reading both of them over the weekend. So, remember, this is An Abundance of Katherines by John Green. And as I said before, I don't really go much in for young adult fiction. I don't really care for realistic fiction. But this book was really freaking good. I don't know if it was like the best fiction book I've read. I recently read a book, and I posted on Goodreads, and I can't remember what book it was now, but I said it was the best fiction book I had read in a long time. And you know what's funny is I can't remember what it was now. Oh, it was I think it was A Memory of Light by Robert Jordan, and well, not really Robert Jordan, but it was really good. This, however, I think was better in a way because it was realistic fiction, which I think is a little more universal than fantasy. Fantasy has a bad rap of sorts because, you know, it's fantasy. But this is about teenagers, which everybody was one, or is one, or will be one. And the great thing about An Abundance of Katherines is that it's really about how we don't need to be special. And that's not to say that everyone isn't special in their own way. It's just that it's not what's important. You don't have to be famous. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to be well known to be okay. It's okay just to be you and to not be special, not to be famous or have come up with some amazing thing or made some huge contribution to the world. It's okay to just be yourself. And that really speaks to me because I have this strong drive to do something important to help people in a strong and maybe on some selfish vain level, I suppose, have a lasting impact upon the course of history, with the focus on history as my college degree was. Tends to kind of make you think, well, will I ever be in these books? Will I ever be someone that people will remember? And chances are I probably won't, and most people won't. And that's okay. And that's as important, is that it's okay to be just yourself. And even now, I'm at over 30 years of age. It's hard to look back and say, well, I think I'm going to be okay with just being the life I have without wanting to be someone who's important to history, important to society. It's just something that I think that we all really want, but it's not necessarily something that we can all have. So, if you're interested, even if you're not interested, I think it's a good book to read, and you should check it out. The other book I read was Ender's Game, and I'm not going to give a full review right now. I will say that it was okay. It was interesting. It was also very classic sci-fi, just like with a very moralistic bent to it, and it was okay. If you have comments about Ender's Game or comments about Abundance of Katherines, leave them down below, or you can send me a message via YouTube, and I'll be happy to talk to you about that. Thanks for watching, and my name is Andy, and I hope you guys have a good week.